it's Carolyn, the Contest Queen, and I thought I would come on today and do a little bit of a rant, because that's one of the things I talk about on my blog, is that I, give tips and tricks and news, but I also rant about a few things, and so it's not often I have something to rant about, but there's actually a couple things I want to rant about, so today I'm going to tackle one, and then in another video I'll tackle another. So what I want to talk about is something very important that many people may not think about, and how it could ruin the hobby or remove it altogether and bring it to a halt the way we know it today. And that is the power of the keyboard and complaining. So in the old days hi Joe, in the old days when people used to enter sweepstakes, they had to fill out 3x5s, or in the case of the prize winner of Defiance, Ohio, what they would have to do is, in 25 words or less, finish this jingle, and they would fill out all these forms and cards and letters and mail them in, and they would be judged. And so if someone wasn't happy with what happened, what they would have to do is they would have to phone the television station or telephone the sponsor or write a letter. So you would have to put in a lot of effort to really whine about something. Nowadays, everyone's got a keyboard in front of them. I mean, in the 80s, people started getting home computers. That's when the innovations really started, and it ramped up and ramped up to the point now everyone's got a full-on computer in their pocket in the case of a smartphone. And over the holidays, Christmas holidays, there was a contest here, and I've heard other stories. I'll give some other examples, but this one asked you, ran over 5 weeks, and it asked you to submit an entry on, I believe it was just Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and you had to show 5 products. Hi Carrie, hi Joanna. And you had to show 5 products and feature the company. So it's what they call in marketing a CGM, Consumer Generated Media Promotion. And so what they want from this is engagement with their customers. And it's really no different than the original, back in the day, 25 words or less. Because you'd have to come up with their jingles and whatnot. So you're thinking of the brand, or even the recipe contest of day, you'd always, make sure you included the sponsor's brand. And if they were a big brand and they had several, umbrella, like it was Procter & Gamble or Kraft, and they had all these other products under them, and you used multiple ones, you'd highlight that and use their brand name in it instead of saying, just flour. It would be this brand's flour or that brand's flour, or margarine, or, whatever, to increase the use and likelihood that a judge contest, they would want it. And so it ran over 5 weeks. And so what they wanted to do, the company, was you could submit an entry a day, and it could be a picture or a video. And so some people got really creative. I was really busy, so I just took a few here and there and put one in. And so they, and we did win a daily from that, because it was a pretty good picture. And so we did get one of the $100 gift cards, which was really cool. Derek said, yeah, some contests seem like too much effort. So what happened was I started to notice the entries that were winning the weekly prizes really put in a lot of effort. They did a little video, they did a jingle, they were having fun. And the girl that won the second week was really clever. I was amazed. She came up with this little rap with the song, and had, the old-fashioned headset on, and even put the words at the bottom of the screen. She really worked at it. And I was like, wow, that's awesome, especially as a marketer. And I thought, oh yeah, clearly if I was going to win this, I needed to up my game. But I didn't have any bandwidth for it, and I was like, okay, and I was happy she won. She clearly earned it. You know, people think that winning is all luck. It's not just luck. You have to really work at it. You know, I won a trip last summer, and I did it by collecting pin codes, and for 5 months I'm up every day at 5:30 in the morning, and then I go walking for 2 hours, and I have a Fitbit, so I get sometimes in the morning I'd be over 10,000 steps before I got home. I earned that trip. I didn't just sit and meditate and hope something just shows up like in The Secret. That's the missing piece of The Secret, is things take action. And so this girl decided she wanted to win this big prize, and she took action. She put in her effort. That's how the law of attraction works. There's the word action in attraction. And she put on, her thinking cap and got creative, and that's what they're looking for. It's no different than back in the day, 25 words or less, the most clever jingles would be the ones judged and selected. This is just a modern version of it. And the company was really happy, and they posted it. They're like, hey, this is our second week winner. Look how good she did. And they loved it, and she was happy. And the comments started coming in. People slammed this post. At some point, I believe they actually cut off the comments when there was 900 negative comments. People were hating on this girl. Now, pretend you're a marketer. Your job is to get engagement with the customers of the company. And you're in your office, and your boss says to you, how's that contest going? And there is 900 negative comments, just hating on your brand, hating on the winner, hating. Now, guess what? Most companies set marketing budgets the next year. It's either late December or January is when they plan what they're going to do for a year. They set out a marketing budget. They have a marketing plan. They plan out their promotions. They plan out everything they're going to do. Everything from pop-up stores to contests to, magazine advertising, radio spots, in-store events, everything. This is a huge marketing plan. It's always planned out months in advance. If they're having a really bad time with a contest and people are hating on them, when they're making their next marketing plan, guess what? They're going to leave contests out. They're like, you know what? Not worth our money, not worth the engagement. We'll come up with something else. And that's the end of the contest. Think about it. You're a marketer. Put yourself in their shoes. How would you feel that day? You come in and now you're dealing with this and you're trying to put out fires. How would you feel? Put yourself in somebody else's shoes. I believe there's, it just makes me so frustrated as both a marketer and a human being that people don't think. They've got this little phone or their computer keyboard and they just go blah, 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 blah. Because they're angry they didn't get picked. Well, guess what? You didn't put in the effort. You took a picture of, a few pickle jars and thought that was going to win it. Well, that's not how it works. You got to read the rules. And if there's a judging component, figure it out. And if you see somebody with a very clever promotion at the beginning and yours didn't win, then put on your thinking cap and get creative. Because the guy at the end, I thought the ad was great, but clearly he seemed to have an advantage because he looked like his ad, he worked at an ad agency because it was so cleanly filmed and so amazingly edited. I mean, the guy was brilliant, and he took a page from the girl who came in the second week. Okay? So he took it to the next level. There was, several years ago, there was a Super Bowl, I believe it was Doritos, I may be wrong, but I believe it was Doritos, held a contest for someone to create a Super Bowl ad, and they would win $1 million, I think the contest was. Well, guess who won? It wasn't Joe down the street who took out his, cell phone and filmed him and his friends eating Doritos. It was an ad agency who decided that they were gonna get big. So they had a team, they had the graphics, they have the creative, and guess what? It put them on the map. It was, I believe it was in Ad Age, which is advertising journal for the industry, and how this little agency, just their business just went through the roof after they won that contest. They didn't do it for the $1,000,000, which didn't hurt, because then they could funnel that money back to hire people as their company grew. Very smart business acumen on the part of the owners of that ad agency. But, that was, what they did, and it was really clever. But they took the creativity. Same with this. These people put, their thinking caps on, they put in the effort, and I think they won fair and square. You start hating on it, and companies are going to stop running sweepstakes. They're going to just stop, because it's not going to be worth their time. They don't want to report to the boss that's bad, or if it's an agency that's been hired by the company, depends on the size of the company, whether they do it internally or externally. Think about this. I'm the ad exec, and now I've had this client, and the client says, okay, so how is the engagement with the promotion? Now, you can't lie, because they can go onto Facebook and look for themselves to see what's been going on. So you have to tell them the truth. This is not good. Do you think that company's going to hire this ad agency again when this is the kind of reaction that happens? And they won't. So now the agency loses business and they're not going to hold sweepstakes. This is just, it's bad all around. I don't understand why people don't get this. If somebody wins, if there's a problem with the contest, I always recommend, I always say poop rolls downhill. If there's a problem, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. Write the vice president of marketing of the company and let them know there's an issue, and be nice about it and say, I don't know if you're aware, but there was a problem with one of your promotions. I've tried contacting your customer service department. I've tried reaching out to the staff that was, supposed to, and I'm not getting any response. This is of a concern to me that this isn't proper communication in your company. I'm hoping you can help me resolve this, please. It's amazing the response you will get. I had that happen once. There was an issue. I won tickets to a hockey game. My brother was supposed to take the tickets. I went, there was no tickets. I waited for an hour and a half in the lobby. I couldn't wait anymore. I was downtown Toronto. I had to get back. There's, things going on. I did change my name. It will call to his. I hoped that it would, tickets were going to show up. Tickets showed up 5 minutes before the game started. So the communication was terrible. So I finally got a hold of somebody at Rogers in their marketing department and said, this is a real concern. And I said, I'm calling only because I'm a marketer and you should be aware of this, because I understand as a marketer, things can happen. I mean, life happens. Somebody has a bad day. Somebody's dog has died and they're not focused at work. You don't know what's happened to somebody. You should always assume the worst for anybody, and that they might be having a bad day and they just need some compassion. And so I just wanted to make you aware of this, and maybe there's a gap you can fill. And the guy was really appreciative. He said, thanks for taking the time to call and let us know and everything. He said, give me your address. I'm going to send you a little something. I said, oh, thanks. I thought he was going to send me, a little hat or something. I got a signed jersey for that. I was like, wow, I totally didn't expect it, because I approached it with concern for the company, and I wasn't expecting anything for myself. I just didn't, as a marketer, I just didn't want their next contest to go awry, because someone else might not have the, understanding or capacity of how the, the project works from the other side. And I thought I would do, let them know. So it's very important. So I want to say to people, stop complaining when something goes wrong, if you're not happy publicly. If you're jealous of a winner, what does that tell you? What are you doing wrong? Why are you upset they won? If you put in a ton of effort and the judging agency picks something else, I can see why you're upset, but I wouldn't air it publicly. If you put in no effort and you're pissed off that someone that did a lot of effort won, I'm not upset when somebody wins a marathon. I don't run. I'm not putting in the effort. I'm not a runner. I'm happy for them. Congratulations. Thanks, Lynn. I agree. I'm right on point. Congratulations. Good for you. There's an expression that I've liked to use the entire time I've had business. And this is how I've always thought of myself in this community as a hobbyist. All boats rise with the tide. So if you, instead of whining and complaining, support each other, everything goes up. We all become winners. If companies see engagement in a positive manner and they see their numbers going up and the creative they're looking for is coming in and they're getting some involvement, and so they'll set out goals for each promotion, what they're looking to get. If they see themselves achieving that, guess what? They're gonna host more contests. There will be more prizes to win, not less. So don't complain if you didn't win, if you didn't put any effort in. Be happy for people. Congratulations, that was a great video. Oh my God, that's so clever. Why didn't I think of that? And then next time they host a contest, guess what? Start thinking from now of ideas that you can do for future promotions. And you could save stuff for later. I saw a contest on Twitter to win tickets to Queen. It was a cold day. We had to do something for the snow. George decided to go outside in his bathing suit and stand by the pool. I took a picture of him. He ran inside. Then I realized they'd already picked the winner. So he'd gone outside in like -30 in his bathing suit, wore nothing. Well, guess what? I saw a contest today and you had to show your enthusiasm. I submitted that picture. Who knows? Maybe it'll win. I don't know. But if you put in some effort, you can always use you. Yes, Lynn said, if you complain all the time, the sponsor will block you and ignore you, so it's pointless. Thank you. Sorry, I'm ranting so much that I forgot that point. That was a good point. So, yes, look forward. Lisa says, look forward and keep entering. Yes, because guess what? You don't know which one's going to win. Focus on, I did the stats. If I'm on point, I enter about anywhere between, well, it's a lot lower than it used to be. So let's say I enter about 1,000 entries a month. Now that's divided by 30 and then so many per day. And, some on Facebook, some on Twitter, some on Instagram, some entry forms. Spread that all out amongst those numbers. And I win a couple prizes a month. Some are big, some are little. It all adds up. I think I win about, now I'm saying I'm winning probably about 2 to 5. I used to win a lot more, but I used to enter a lot more. I don't have the time now. And I'm trying to focus on better odds sweepstakes, ones that do take a little bit of effort, because less people would enter that when it takes some effort. So I'm trying to do those ones. So we'll see. Yes, Sue says it's hard to compete with professionals. It is, but the winners were the first week. A woman did a little jingle, and the second week, I guess the girl either saw it or had already had the idea and submitted hers, and she won with a song. The third week was just a picture of the cutest little babies in the store that you ever want to see. Kids and pets, like cats and dogs. especially kittens and puppies, will always win over anything. That's what they always say, right? Who doesn't, cats and dogs and kids, everybody loves them. And then another jingle, and then almost the one that was like a commercial. So it was 4 videos and 1 picture that won. So you can see where the effort had to be made. And only one of them looked like the guy knew what he was doing when he was editing. The rest were all people just using their smartphones and just being clever. So that's what the sponsors are looking for. And so that's what I want to say. All boats rise with the tide. Don't complain. Encourage each other. Get your thinking caps on. And support the sponsors because they're the ones giving us the contest. If they feel, put upon, they're not going to host them. Just pretend you're the marketer. How would you feel? Put yourself in their shoes. My dad always drilled this into my head when I was a kid. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. It is not rocket science. If you were the sponsor and you saw the complaints, what would you do? You wouldn't host sweepstakes anymore. That's for sure. Okay? So, I want everyone to go out there and have fun and start winning. Yeah, see, Lynn says, most companies promote their products and contests, and if you complain and whine anymore, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. Yeah. Be nice, play nice. Exactly. I always like to talk about, I read this book years ago. I apologize, I cannot remember the author off the top of my head, but he wrote everything you wanted to learn. Everything I wanted to learn, I learned in kindergarten. And it was stuff like share, play nice, hold hands, have milk and cookies, take a nap, clean up after yourself, look both ways before you cross the street. And that's how we should behave. I'm always shocked that adults behave like toddlers. And that's what's happening. And so we need to grow up and treat each other with kindness and treat the sponsors with kindness, and they will host more giveaways. All right? And stay tuned because I got another rant coming, but not today. I think I've ranted enough for the day.